Just hiking around Flatwood Park right now. I always come prepared. The park is mainly made up of grassy trails. They go off into the woods or clearings, and due to the recent weather we've had, I'm running into a bunch of muddy, soft, mushy, and flooded areas, so I got my rain boots on currently. But just because it's flooded and muddy doesn't mean it's going to deter me from hiking. Gonna get my workout in for the day. And it's always great being out in nature and everything. I mean, the temp right now is about 47, 48 degrees, but there's no wind. The sun's out, it's a blue sky day. I feel like this is perfect weather right now, excluding the terrain being soft and mushy. But I always love being out in nature. I love hiking and everything, so this is perfect hiking weather in my opinion. And after I'm done doing this big loop here, I'm gonna switch into some tennis shoes and do the paved trail that this park has, which has some nice educational facts along it, so it's not a bad place to be. Sadly,
4 miles in 1 hour 24 minutes 53 seconds. Average pace 21 minutes 13 seconds per mile.
About this park unless you grew up around the area. So it's a little, it throws people off when you say, oh, I went to Flatwood Park, and somebody's like, where in the heck is that? So it's actually just in between Spencer and Ellettsville, and it's a nice little nature park. Like I said, it has one paved trail with some educational facts about the ecosystem and how the water and the earth recycle through and everything, and what type of trees are good to absorb up, and such things like that. But if you want to actually truly experience this park, you got to take these trails like you're seeing, and just follow them. No matter if you have a map or not, just follow it and just have an adventure. It's always great just to get outside, get a little walking in, enjoy good days like this, get nature, soak in the good fresh air, and occasionally see some animals. I've seen numerous birds, especially some cardinals, which obviously Indiana is very popular for its abundance of cardinals. And Also, I saw a little gopher walking through the woods. So you never know what you're gonna find out here. I'm about halfway done with the first half of this trail here. In just a second, there's going to be a wide opening, and I'll have to walk. I'm going to walk under the big old wiring of the power lines. That's how far out this trail goes. You got power lines going that way. Power lines going that way, and this field, well, last time I was here it was open field, but obviously for the winter time it's grown up a little bit, so nobody's been out here mowing it or anything. So it's a little wild, but like I said, you never know what you're gonna see or expect out in the great outdoors. And this is how close you get to somebody's old farm. So I mean, you're out in the middle of nowhere, but you're just following around properties and just experiencing nature and obstacles. But if you can't defeat the obstacles and you can't overcome them, then you're not trying hard enough. This is it may be muddy and everything, but this is still a beautiful day. Take advantage of it any chance you get. No matter how muddy or rough terrain it is, trudge through and keep going. There's a lot of little detour shortcut trails. That's one of them right there. If I turned there, it'd cut me across quicker to the other half of the trail. But I want to do the big loop, so I'm going to continue following this trail here. And there was a trail back there, if you saw a few minutes ago, where it curved off to the right and I went to the left. Yeah, that is a trail, but that's kind of more of a hunter's trail for hunting season. It wasn't really gonna extend the walk or take me anywhere fancy. It was just gonna do a quick little loop there, and it reconnects back about 25-30 yards down the trail I took, so it wasn't going to extend my hike any longer than really. So I had a map last time just so I knew where there were shortcuts and where there was just the main trail. And since it's technically wintertime and not a lot of people come out during the winter to hike or walk or anything, they don't have any more maps, or I'd have a map to show you guys. I left that map at home actually. But I know the trail, so I'm just gonna keep on trudging on. And this is the fun thing. I always enjoy walking trails, whether it be in, say, McCormick's Creek State Park, where I was brought up pretty much almost every weekend hiking, playing in the waterfall, going to Canyon Inn, all those places, and making my own trails and routes, even if it wasn't on the map. Walking to the White River and everything, to just like coming here, or just walking on a paved track or anything in, say, Forest Park in Brazil, or the paved track here at Flatwood. Just get out. Just get out. Hike, walk, run, jog, bike, whatever. But just get out on these good days. And if you're allowed to go out at night and do it on a paved trail or track, get out there. Take the chance. Take the opportunity. Just don't let it pass you by. And just get out there and push yourself and do the work. Exercise. Whatever. Just get away from the TVs. Get away from the computers, the video games, everything like that. Just enjoy nature and how beautiful it is. I mean, if you come in the summertime to this place, all these trees are so beautiful with the leaves. The fall time, beautiful with the leaves. You see all the birds, all the animals. Heck, you might be able to see some deer walking and some coyotes. This park has some coyotes. As long as you don't bother them, they won't bother you here. But just enjoy. And if you need to lose weight, or you're wanting to try to lose weight or something, or just stay in shape, yes, this is not very rigorous or difficult or anything, but you're moving, you're walking, you're pumping your arms, you're doing an exercise. Yes, you can go to a gym and lift weights. You can get on an elliptical. You can get on a treadmill. You can get on all of those. But you can also get out into nature. Walk, hike, run, jog, bike. Heck, if there's a body of water you're able to do it in, swim. That is a workout. Whatever you can do. If you can't afford a membership to a gym, go to a park, hike, or walk. That will help you stay in shape. That will be a starting point, and to get you kicked off right for a weight loss if you're trying to lose weight, or to tone up, or just to get out and enjoy and soak in the sun. Surprisingly, this half of the trail is not as muddy and mushy as the first half, so it's not as bad here, which makes sense because the sun is directly behind me hitting this trail, and there's not very many trees blocking the sun from soaking up the water. I mean, it's mushy here, but I mean, it's not as bad as the first section of this trail where I went through a big flooded area before I started filming, and I couldn't even see the bottom of my feet, and it was almost all the way up to the top of my boots. I mean, unless you are a big adventurer and everything, you don't have to get out with rain boots or hunting boots and hike through the mud and everything. But if you really want to truly get a sense of nature, you gotta hike through the good, hike through the bad, and just get out and push yourself. Don't end the day thinking, oh, well, I could have done this or I could have done that. Don't think about it. Get out and be active. Do the workout, do the hike, do the run, whatever. If you have some free time between work and picking up your kids, or you just got off work and you want to get in a little walk or run or something, just get out. Just push yourself to be better. Don't leave any thought in the back of your mind that you could have done more, or you could have done this, or you could have done that. If you think you can do it, try it. If you fail, you fail, but at least you tried. Now that I say that this part was better, it got worse. Still not as bad as the other half, but it got worse than what it was. So it's still not going to stop me from my hike. But dang, this is nature at its finest right here. We're almost halfway done with the second half of this trail here, because here's the power lines again. There's where the other half of the trail is over there. So it's not a big distance between the other half and this half, but it's such a big, widespread area to walk that it seems like you're much further away from where you started. There's a highway way out there and some cornfield here. Yes, that's a trail too, but that's, like I said earlier on the second half, or the first half, that's more of a hunter's trail that was made. So that will just loop back around just up here and reconnect. So I'm just gonna stick to the main trail for today. Maybe next time when the trails are a little bit drier and everything, maybe I'll go those ways, but for today I'm going to hit the main trail and get my workout in for the day. I've already hit my daily steps of 9,500, and I've gone a little over, or a little under 5 miles now in walking. So it's not a short hike for me today. I'm not going to do what I did the other day and do 19.01 miles, but I'm going to get a decent hike in today. Just enjoy the blue sky and the nature and just being outdoors. It's always great just seeing nature at its finest. So it's not very pretty because of the trees or anything, but hey, it's the winter time. The leaves are on the ground. You're seeing the raw side of nature. There's always a beautiful part of nature, but now you're seeing nature at its weakest, and seeing like the preview of what is to come. Like you see all the brown leaves, red leaves, yellow leaves, everything. This is raw nature. In a few months we'll have the beautiful side of it, but there's beauty in the raw side too. Here's another one of those extenders here, or shortcuts or detours, like I said. That would have just took me back to the other half that I started on. So we'll just keep going this way so I don't have to do another big loop around, which I'm fine doing, but I want to finish all the trails at least once today, which I already did the
5 miles in 1 hour 45 minutes 55 seconds. Average pace 21 minutes 10 seconds per mile.
I already did the paved one right when I got here, and then changed into my rain boots and did a really muddy trail that I've never been on here before. And then now I'm here, and I had to skip over part of a piece of trail earlier because I had my tennis shoes on and it was just flooded with water, so I turned around and got my boots. So we're gonna finish another part of a trail momentarily when I get to it. It's really not bad at all today. It is a beautiful, sunny, blue sky day. There's really no wind. It's about 45, 50 degrees. To me, this is like prime hiking weather, which the trail I just walked past back there was where I started before filming. There's the start of the first trail that I had never done before starts. Well, one of the ways to get to it. I started it up ahead in where this park has a drone arena, which is a big old field that you can fly your drones or battle your drones and everything in. But yeah, this is a nice place just to get away from the cities or the towns and the bustling of cars and everything, and just enjoy nature. This is a shortcut to the other half of the trail that I didn't do earlier. And actually, right over here in this woods is where I saw the gopher earlier. And there's some sort of trail here, which I started and then realized there's no continuation after that bridge. It's just open land. So I didn't continue that way because I didn't want to go off trail or anything like that. But this is the bridge, one of the bridges that you have to cross to get to the other half of the trail I didn't complete today. And right here where that wooden sign is the other trail. I already did the left direction here and everything, so I'm gonna go to the right here and finish this loop around. So this is the back there, the other direction on the left. I came from that direction and took that shortcut to get to the big logging trail we just were on. But it was really flooding. I didn't want to get my boots wet or my shoes wet, so I waited until I got my boots on. And this is another reason why I'm glad I have my boots. So we're going to finish this part of the trail and get on dry paved land in just a second. And I'm going to switch into my tennis shoes because my boots are starting to hurt my feet because I've been in them for so long. So let's try to finish out this trail pretty quick and get my boots off. But this just proves work through the pain and finish what you started. Work through adversity. And I mean, it hurts a little bit, but in the end, you're going to be so much stronger. So never give up. That is the lesson of the day. Never give up. If you start something, finish it. If you don't finish it, then at least you tried, but try to finish. Never leave in your mind any doubt that you didn't at least try. This is probably the worst part of a trail today I've seen. I mean, it's not really flooded or anything, it's just muddy. So it's so bad that my boots are getting stuck in the mud, and my boots are pulling my socks off in the back. We're halfway through this side of the trail. Right here's where I had to turn earlier because I saw all of this and I didn't want to get my shoes wet or muddy or destroyed, so I turned there, which is very dry there. But if you continue down that way and everything, you're gonna run into the other end of the trail. I'm gonna take the shortcut because it's flatter and dry, and then I'll just continue to the right, and I'll show you why I went and initially got my boots earlier to start hiking on the grass trails more in depth. It's not as bad as the big trail I was on earlier, but there's that water, that mush there. That's the kind of stuff that has destroyed a lot of my shoes. So I wasn't gonna risk it. And where you see the little white clearing up there, that's the pavement. And that's where I'm gonna slip off my boots and put on my shoes quickly. I mean, look how beautiful the sky is. Blue sky, nice weather, perfect weather to be outside. No matter if it's in the winter or the summer, spring, fall, anything. When you got weather like this, blue sky, hardly any wind, just get out. Enjoy nature. So don't be just staying in bed or being lazy and saying, oh, well, I want to play a video game. You'll have time to play video games. Get out and live. Enjoy the weather. Enjoy nature. Look at what the earth has provided us. This is beautiful. And here's where I'm going to stop to switch off my boots. So give me a second. See, there's a little kid on a little tricycle, or a couple of kids on a tricycle and everything, and they're out enjoying a nice warm Sunday afternoon. You don't have to be doing a lot of stuff. Just get out, enjoy. And just don't regret your decision. I mean, I could have easily just stayed inside today, but I decided to get out and enjoy nature. I mean, this is a beautiful day. And it feels weird having tennis shoes on now, but it's beautiful. There's a sundial right there. Little theater area. Look at my boots. They were all clean before I started today, but it just shows you how muddy it is. And a lot of people don't realize this is McCormick's Creek right here. A lot of people don't realize that McCormick's Creek goes all the way over into Monroe County and actually starts up here and then goes all the way down into the state park and into those areas. And into the White River. So, in essence, you're in McCormick's Creek, but you're not. And like that pavement right there, that's another hunter's trail. And up here, there's a big wide opening to my right that you're gonna see, but that leads into a cornfield. So it's another like trail that hunters use and everything. So it's a nice little quaint paved trail and everything. And if you've noticed, occasionally there's like little poles with information on it. Like I said, it's the educational facts and everything about the ecosystem and nature and everything. Like this one says, pulling the plug. And then it tells you about a glacier lake and the White River and everything. And just gives you some information and everything. There's another one down and dirt. It shows you the different levels of the ground, like soil, granite, gravel, everything like that. So this is a great place if you want to learn a little bit about the environment and everything and how things work. Here's a little weather station that occasionally people will come out and retrieve results and do tests with. I would open that up, but it's padlocked shut, so we better not do that. So this is where I started, was the trail. Then this shows you the water, the ye old watering hole, and all the animals that you can find near wetlands and everything like that. Like you see coyotes, red fox, possums, hind, raccoons, deer, everything like that. And that was hind. It was showing the front and the hind legs of the raccoons and the fox and everything. So it's not hind. So I correct myself there. We already passed the area where there's an opening you can walk, but there's another area right there. It's not like paved or anything like that, but you can go out there if you want, if you have boots or anything, if it's dry. Here's where it explains how this is McCormick's Creek. It starts up here, like here's Flatwood Road and everything. Here's the park right here. So all of this right here is McCormick's Creek, and you can walk around this, and then it flows down from all these branches here into the state park, which is right there. And there's Spencer. So it's a good educational fact and everything. So this is actually another part of McCormick's Creek that I showed you just a minute ago, and it will flow down that way and keep on going until it hits White River on the other side of the state park. And that's a service road because we're close to the playground and the parking lot and everything. That's a service road for people to bring paramedics or anything if somebody does get hurt, or if they need to check that weather station, they can use that. Not a lot of times do they use that. They normally park in the parking lot and walk the trail to get to it. And you see a windmill. That's actually one of those educational stations on this trail. So it's not just an abandoned windmill or anything. I don't remember if their sign is there or not, but in the summertime they will have that hooked up, and the wind will pump the water out of the ground, and then it will go down a little drainage ditch into a pipe and back down, and it just shows you the cycle pretty much. So it will just keep on going over and over and over, but they have that disconnected for the winter time and everything, so that's why it's not spinning. And really there's not a lot of wind today, so that's another reason. But it's a nice little windmill and everything. And it just shows you right here how you can use that to harness the wind, and it can pump 20 gallons per minute and everything from 4 feet down to 57 feet down. And there's a little drainage ditch, and like right in that grass there's a little pipe, and it will go back down. It'll just recycle over. There's the playground. They got, it's a nice little playground, basketball courts, and 3 little picnic shelters that you can reserve through the spring and the summer and fall for family get-togethers or reunions. But it's not a bad little park. And there's a little walking path around the playground and everything with little kitty stories and fun facts and another educational moments and everything. So you can pretty much find anything here, from educational opportunities to just getting out and enjoying the weather. That's the start of the trail. So if you go that way and follow that around, it'll take you back to that sundial and that grassy trail.
6 miles in 2 hours, 8 minutes, 50 seconds. Average pace 21 minutes, 28 seconds per mile.
You can take that walking trail. That's the part of the service road again, but you could take it. Like I said, they have a couple nice playgrounds and everything, and a basketball court. See, it says story walk, and it'll tell you a story, and it's provided by the Monroe County Public Library. So there's that, and each one has a different thing, and it continues on the story. So we started at part number 10, 11, and here's 12, and then you keep going around to 13 and so on. And if you go that way past the shelter, then that takes you to, that's the actual main way to get to the wooden trail that we started this journey on. So that's the main way. Or like I said, you can go down the paved trail and then hit the little wilderness trail there, and everything that's straight ahead, right there is the end of the new trail that I had never been on. So I've done all my walking for now, so I'll talk to you guys later, and just remember what I said during our journey here. Never give up, push yourself through adversity, just get out and enjoy nature at its finest and get a good workout in. It doesn't have to be out in a grassy trail. It could be a paved walking path and everything, but just get out and get an exercise and enjoy.